Hello and welcome to Innate Women's at the Table podcast. We have Miss Katie Baker here with us today. We're very excited. Katie, why don't you kind of just give us a little rundown of who you are and what it is you do?
Yeah, so my name is Katie, and I am 30 years old, a single mom to a beautiful little 15 and a half month old little girl. Her name is Esther. I currently live in Missouri. That's how I know you, Skylar. We go to the same gym and also the same chiropractor, which is
Small
so
world.
funny.
Where we live.
And then I originally grew up and was raised in Colorado. I'm adopted, so my parents adopted me when I was a little infant and raised me as their own, and grew up in Colorado in a Christian home. I was homeschooled my whole life. People don't usually know that, but I was, so that was exciting. And then I moved to Missouri 4 years ago. My first, well, I'm assuming we're going to get into this whole story, but my first ex-husband moved out here for a business opportunity, and that fell through. And then about a year and a half later, we fell through. We got divorced. I ended up staying out here. I love it out here. I love it here in Missouri and the people that I have in my life. And then he has a brand new family and little baby boy. There's still a copacetic relationship, and all is forgiven and like many good things. I then later had a relationship with someone else that definitely didn't work out, which is why I'm a single mom, and now I'm here. And what I do for a living is I'm a life coach, focusing on mindset and nutrition, but I also do network marketing and direct sales for Make Wellness, which is bioactive precision peptides. So I've gotten into that over the last 9 months, and it's absolutely changed my life, and God is so good. And my goal with that is to just make a bigger impact and help women with their mindset and their health and their wellness and their longevity through conversation, through products, and through coaching.
Yeah.
So that's me in a nutshell.
I love it. And first of all, her little girl is the cutest.
Thank you.
And I think what really sparked me to ask you to come onto this podcast specifically, Katie, is one, you are very entrepreneurial in your spirit and energy, but also your focus of who your demographic is for helping and targeting is pretty much the same as ours. Obviously, me and Megan, very health focused. She's also a chiropractor. I don't know if we ever
I know we've never officially met. This is it.
chatted about that.
Okay, I love
Actually,
that.
you guys have Megan's older sister is adopted, so I feel like you guys could chat about that.
I had
None
so,
of us
when you're
are
telling your story, I have so
homeschooled.
many questions.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in our
I-
area are
all the
homeschooled.
Yeah. I would say though, Katie, you don't give this
Typical
not a
homeschooled
slight-
vibes.
Yeah, not hardcore homeschool vibes.
I know.
I would
I
have never
refused to be the Lord of the Rings kid growing up. I've never seen Lord of the Rings ever, and I don't think I ever
It's
will
long.
because I always fall asleep. The first one, I fall asleep in the first 15 minutes.
Is Lord of the Rings a homeschool thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
So I graduated high school in 2014. So that means I would have started pre-K or kindergarten at 2001-ish? And from that point to high school, yeah, if you were homeschooled, you were a Lord of the Rings nerd. And I
Really? I didn't know this. You know, my husband loves Lord of the Rings. I'm going to have to tell him about this. He was not homeschooled, but this is fascinating.
I feel like it is a boy
Yeah,
thing.
it's like that. And there's certain movies that every boy's these are the best movies. And I'm like, are they? I think they're just trained to say it. I'm like, what's your real love,
yeah.
It's never
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So for you, Katie, were you always an entrepreneur?
No, believe it or not. So I've always, man, this is a really interesting question. So my dad is an entrepreneur. My dad owns his own trucking business, and he has been a trucker. He delivers pipe in the Denver metro area and has done that for 40 plus years. And so watching him work and earn a living and provide for the family, that's where I got the example from. But my first job was Dairy Queen, and then I went to Chick-fil-A. I did a lot of customer service jobs, like Chick-fil-A, Starbucks.
I think that's good for people.
I think everyone needs to.
Yeah, I think it's appropriate
Forget going
when you're getting
from
into the workforce.
Oh, 100%. And forget going from like high school straight into college. How about you go work a customer service job for 3 years? Because I think that teaches you more life experience and how to be a decent human being. Ethics,
Yeah,
morals,
all of that,
common sense.
How to talk to someone.
How to resolve conflict, like all those things. And so I did a lot of that. And then I actually worked for a chiropractor. For 3.5, 4 years. I was a CA, took notes on the patients, did literally everything in the office except touch people and give an actual adjustment. Like, I did more than the doctors, I'm just saying.
That happens sometimes.
It happens. Katie, I also was that. Before I went to chiropractic school, I had done every role but be a chiropractor. And then I was like, well, I might as well finish it up.
Right, exactly.
Time to go.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to actually go to chiropractic school, and I hated school as a high schooler and middle schooler. Like, it was the one thing I just wanted to I just don't want to be in school. And then obviously chiropractics, it's a lot of schooling, and I just knew that's not going to be for me. I will rep other chiropractors all day long, but I will not be one, and that I'm okay with that. So it was actually in 2020 when the world shut down, chiropractors were considered non-essential. And so
in Colorado or in Missouri?
Colorado.
Okay.
Ooh, that's wild.
Yeah. Chiropractors were considered non-essential in the state of Colorado. And so we got sent home. And during that time is when we were stuck at home. So I spent all of my time diving into social media and building my online presence. And then I got into online coaching because I'm like, well, I'm not getting any money. I have to make money somehow. And then when we went back to the chiropractic office, I think it was May, I lasted a month. And I'm like, this is just not me anymore. Like, I want to do the online stuff. I want to run my own business. I want to help people. I want to do online coaching. And the same day I was coming in to give my notice is the same day they were going to fire me because I just wasn't in it, and we all were on the same page. So that was good. And believe it or not, like, I didn't actually start my business then. I worked for other businesses and built their businesses. It wasn't until 2023 where I'm like, okay, I've learned everything in this online coaching business of what not to do and what to do and what systems would be helpful, that I think now I can go do my own thing. And that's when I did.
I love that answer because there's two things I want to say on this. Like, first, I find it really interesting how many people will be like there's stories online people tell when they start becoming an online presence, and they like rehearse a story. And I start to see patterns when I listen to podcasts. And one of the patterns always is when they ask the question, did you always have the entrepreneur spirit? And people are always like, yes, when I was born, I started a lemonade stand at 5, and like I've been hustling my whole life and selling candy bars in school. And they all have the same story. And I'm like, that's how you know it's not true. But also, I'm really like, I just like hearing that, like, you've taken the time to learn, whether it was on purpose or not, but like this experience of customer service, of how to run businesses, the nitty gritty of it. And ultimately with chiropractic, one of the hard things, we do a lot of school, but ultimately it's entrepreneurship. And so like the fact that you've gone in, and I feel like that's had to have set you up for success in a way that other people have never experienced.
Oh, I definitely think so. And I think having all of the experience that I have had in the different jobs that I've done, like you said, it just gave me the tools of what works and what doesn't work. But what's really, I don't think this is talked about enough, but especially in the realm of social media and having an online presence, because that's the thing. Like people always ask me, well, do you train people in person? Like, are you a personal trainer? I'm like, I could train people in person. However, I would rather not, because I can work with more people in an hour's time frame than just one person per hour. And like, I'm here to build a foundation and be financially flexible, which I think that's the goal for everybody. Let's make it real and say that that's okay to have that goal. And so when it comes to the online presence and what I'm experiencing now is I can't post or promote the same way I used to 6 years ago, because it's always evolving. It's always changing. And it's like the different platforms are different. Facebook is going to, perform differently than Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest and YouTube. I'm still figuring it out. Six years into this, still have no idea what I'm doing.
What's the biggest evolution you've seen recently? Because I feel like everything's changed in the last year.
Do we want to bring AI into this conversation? I have a love-hate relationship with AI. I think that unfortunately, it is going to take a lot of jobs away from human beings because it's capable of doing so much, and we're just getting into it. Like, this is still just the beginning of what AI is actually capable of doing. I'm still one of those people. I'm a millennial. I still use ChatGPT as like a bougie version of Google. Okay, I just ask it questions, and I'm like, I don't know what else ChatGPT is capable of, and then I see people building websites in an hour with AI, and I'm like, how'd they do that? We're making music with AI. Like, there's some banger songs out there, and they're AI generated and not a real human. And so I think that there's pros and cons to where technology is going. I think the pro is, like, especially me being a single mom and all of the responsibilities falling on me, the house, the cooking, the cleaning, the income, literally everything. AI saves me a lot of time. Like, here's my idea. Here's what I want to say. Can you help me write a caption for this? It pumps out a caption. I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to edit so it sounds like me. Okay, boom, copy, paste, ready to go. Took me 10 minutes instead of 30 to just sit there and write a caption, or different video ideas and things of that nature. So I think as far as how things have progressed over the last 6 years, I think it's definitely got more techie. I think that AI is coming into a lot of those things. It can be useful. It can also be detrimental because, again, now the consumer of social media and what people want is authenticity. And you can't have authenticity with AI generated things. It's just you can't do that. And so I think people want more of the talking, of the podcasts, of the yapping, so to speak, because that's something that AI can't replicate perfectly yet. I think it could in 5 years. I think you could take this podcast we're doing and give it to AI, and it'd pump out a different topic, but it would keep our facial expressions. It would keep our voices. It's just crazy. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think it's a great, interesting topic. It's like AI. Do you notice it influencing your business or how it's impacted your social media presence?
And it might say that you're pretty authentic. I would say, knowing you in person, Katie, and then also being able to see your online presence, I would say there's a serious amount of continuity. Whereas Megan and I have had conversations where we're like, I know people who are big online and knew them in person. I'm like, they're not the same.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That means a lot because I truly do try to be the same person I am in person that I am on social media. Now here is the thing. I think that in person, especially if you're seeing me at the gym, I'm just so in the zone and like that's my hour to get shit done that if I have a RBF, I'm really sorry. Like, I swear I'm the sweetest
You're definitely
human.
A little quieter in the gym.
I feel like we have to give people permission to just, like, be in the zone when working out. Because I always feel the way, like, how unfriendly I feel. Yeah, I'm like, I'm probably really unfriendly at the gym. Not because I'm not. I just, like, am focused, you know?
Yeah, I'm focused. I'm like this. I'm coming in to get this done. This is the time that I have. But also going back to the entrepreneurial question, like I'm thinking of business ideas also while I'm working out because my brain just never shuts off. And so like my wheels are constantly turning. But as far as how AI is impacting or generating business, I don't use AI but to help me come up with ideas or help me write captions. That was my idea in the first place.
It's not thinking for you.
No, it's not. And all of the videos I make, all of the editing I do, literally everything I post is still me. So in that sense, no, I'm just using it to help me when I come up to roadblocks of ideas.
It's like your editor.
Yes.
Which I feel like is how it should be used, right? Like we don't want to remove, I'm sure there people are, but we don't really.
The human aspect.
Yeah, because as soon as I feel like somebody is using AI too much and I'm like, who are you? I don't know you anymore. And
Trust
so
is gone.
It is. But you know, you've built this platform, which you have a lot of followers, and we're in this age where everyone wants to be an influencer. Let's just do that. But ultimately everyone sees I know, it's a rough word, but I guess I'd rephrase it like this because I don't look at it as a bad thing the way people phrase it. It's more like people see the value of of the impact they can have online. And you have a big impact or availability of impact online, and yet you do this with being so authentic. Like I definitely stalked you, and like you're funny, you know, when you like post your Subaru and you're like not a lesbian on it. I thought that was the funniest thing. I was like, immediately I'm going to like her, like immediately, because like that's so silly, right? Like you're willing to be very authentically you, and so many people see the value of being online, and I struggle with what I'm about to say too. It's like, how do you show up in such an authentic way? Because in a way it's so brave. Like you're showing yourself and opening up for like severe criticism. And I think a lot of people have this huge fear of being seen. Like, what's your big tip?
If you know it's going to help one person, post it anyways. Like if it's going to help one person, it's worth posting. And that's always the mentality I've had with every single thing that I share. Now, there is a balance between sharing. For example, when I was living in the abusive relationship, I wasn't sharing what I was going through during that time. It's now been 2.5, 3 years, 2 years? It'll be 2 years in September that I left. 2 years in September. So now I can talk about those things because I'm in a much different and more healed space where if I were to talk about that 2 years ago, that would not have been good. But I think
wouldn't have been safe for you either.
No, not at all. And like I actually had to take a step back from social media and not be on my phone, and not like I was very isolated at that time to keep myself safe. And that actually really destroyed a lot of my business. I mean, praise God that he has supplied and provided everything I've needed my entire life, especially in the last 3-4 years, because I didn't know how I was going to get out of that kind of hole for a very long time. But when it comes to showing up authentically, it truly is, I'm confident in who I am. I know who my creator is. I know how he sees me, and that's what I wake up believing every day of my life. And so the naysayers and the haters can talk all they want, and I'm just grateful for the engagement because that's what it is. Like,
that's true.
That video hit 7 million, and it's mostly, I would say 60% of it is negativity and people calling me a liar and accusing me of things that I'm saying is just not true. And people, it's funny you say that because I've had a lot of people in the last week say, I could never post what you post because I'm afraid of judgment and what people are going to think about me and say about me. And if you want to build an online presence and you want to impact people, that's going to happen. So as politely as I can say it, get over it and ignore it, because that's what you have to do. Because if I let all of those negative comments just live rent-free in my head, it would not be good. It would be detrimental to me. And I just have to believe that they're more miserable than I am, and that's how they're choosing to spend their time.
Yeah,
which
it is
sad.
wild when people get... I do think that's when I see negative comments. I'm like, man, you could have said anything or nothing at all, to engage in that way. And you've built up this business of where you're coaching people. Do you have like a topic specifically that you coach for, or is there who do you love working with, and what are the topics you really focus on?
So, it's evolved. My coaching has evolved in the last 6 years, because when I first got into it, when the world shut down, it was mainly just focusing on people's nutrition and their workouts. Like, let's get you the physical results because that's what people were coming to me for. And then I quickly realized over the years that, they got a lot of mental stuff, and that's preventing them from getting their nutrition in check, and this is preventing them from being consistent with their workout. So I got to actually focus on their belief systems and their mindset first. So then it evolved into life coaching with an emphasis on nutrition and workouts. Like, I don't write workouts. I don't care what you do. Go pull up YouTube, go to Pilates, go to CrossFit, go do a High Rocks, go do a HIIT class at the YMCA. I don't care what you do. Just be consistent with what you're doing, because that's going to breed results. But it was really focusing on people's belief systems, because belief drives behavior. So if you want your behavior to change, we have to change what you believe in. And the way we do that is reframing your thoughts and how you speak to yourself. And the only way to do that is that's what they did with us when all the COVID stuff was going on. Tell them a lie often enough and long enough, and they'll start to believe it. Well, the same is true and can be applied for truth. Tell yourself a truth often enough and long enough, and your brain will start to believe it. And your brain is very complex. I'm no scientist, but I know enough that your brain can literally be rewired by just reframing your thoughts and thinking of different things, and taking the negative thought and replacing it with a positive one. And that just takes repetition over repetition. So that's what I started focusing on with people, and that's what started changing people's lives. But to segue into that, that's a lot of emotional and mental bandwidth from me. And it takes a toll, and it's exhausting, because you're just literally sitting there all day, and you become people's therapists. And I wasn't charging enough, and it was truly taking up a lot of my mental capacity and my time. And as Esther is getting older, she's requiring and demanding more of me, which as it should be, because I'm her mom. But I don't want to sit on Zoom all day and talk to people when I could be spending it with Esther. So my prayer this time last year was, God, please help me find a way where I can be financially flexible. I don't have to spend as much time on Zoom. I can still do the things that I love, and I can have more time with Esther, whatever that is. And that's when Make Wellness entered the picture for me, and I've been building that. And I've segued from like doing as much one-on-one coaching to more group coaching and facilitating like text check-ins that way, by just like, hey, when you invest into these products, because I know that they're going to benefit you, and no matter what stage of life you're in, here's what you get access to, here's how I'm going to help you. But I don't do as many Zoom calls anymore. It's been life-changing because I've gotten more time with Esther. I'm more financially flexible. I'm still able to help people. It's just not as one-on-one. Now, if people still want to work one-on-one with me, that's totally fine. But now my prices are, I jacked up my prices, because my time right now is very valuable, and I don't want to miss a single moment with my daughter, because she's just everything to me. So.
You know, even though your entrepreneurial story wasn't selling lollipops at 2 to the playground kids, I do think that evolution and the openness to pivot and change and see and evaluate, this is not what I want for my life, and this will fit better, and then to actually make the change is really what makes an entrepreneur and a good business person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Especially a good business person. I mean, how many
and
people do we
mom.
know?
Yeah.
Thank you.
How many people just get stuck doing the same thing, and then they're like, well, this is it now. And they never evolve. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's not fair to me too, because like I'm watching my daughter grow up, and yeah, she is she likes to be a part of my Zoom calls all the time. And she's great on them. But I didn't want to always be like, I don't want to be on my phone all the time. I don't want to be on my computer all the time in front of my daughter. She sees it, and she's very smart, and I had to buy her a little Leapfrog laptop, because she's like, well, I want mommy's laptop. So I had to get her own. She loves it. And I'm just like, I don't
she
want
goes to work too.
She does. Seriously. It's so funny. And it got to a point where I started dreading some of my client calls. That's not fair to me, and that's not fair to my clients. So like, I've had to have, and I'm a recovering people pleaser. There are still moments where I catch myself trying to please everybody, and I know I can't do that. But I had to have hard conversations with my clients of like, this is what it needs to look like. We're going to check in once a month. Here's what the price is going to be. If you still want to do that, great. If not, I totally understand. I have another coach you can work with, but I just am in a season of my life where I can't do this anymore. And I want to focus my attention on building this business with other people who also want to build this business. And I want to mentor business partners now, because that's like really exciting for me. I want to teach people how to use social media. I want to teach people how to be confident in front of the camera. I want to teach people how they can help people, and they don't need a certification to do so. Just tell your story, because that's going to help people more so than someone with a piece of paper that they passed their test, you know? And so it's been really good. It's been really good.
What are your biggest strengths as like that the knowledge you're passing on as a mentor? What are the biggest lessons and like strengths that you want to teach people that you feel like a lot of people just don't have yet and that you're offering?
That's a really good question. Because it is so early into transitioning into like teaching and coaching people how to build a business and how to have that confidence, I think the biggest thing I can say is what I told you about how to show up on social media. Like, be authentically and unapologetically you every single time, because if it helps one person, it matters. If it helps one person, you should post it. And you can't help everybody. And that's okay. Like, you're gonna get rejected, and that's okay. Like, I would rather keep pushing and keep fighting and keep showing up as me, because that one person who is going to keep seeing it and seeing and seeing it is going to invest one day, and their life is going to change. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. So just keep like consistency. It also can be applied to your physical progress, which I tell people all the time. Hard work, time, and consistency. That is what gets you results. You got to be able to work hard. You got to be able to sometimes pull the long nights. You got to be able to handle the overstimulation, and get the shit done. I do hate the saying of we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Yes, there are 24 hours in the day, but Skylar's life and that in that 24 hours looks drastically different to mine. And the people saying that don't have
They're
kids.
a-holes.
And they're assholes. Absolutely.
I also believe that none of them have ever had families. People that say that.
It's always the same men on stage that also like all their all their responsibilities are given off to someone else. Yeah. So they don't have to do all that. I think you had so many gems there, though, with what you were saying, because it's the same. I always say, like, business is business. So if you go to any industry, you're going to see the same themes emerge. And it's just really interesting listening to you talk about it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, so much of that is also in like the chiropractic world. And my favorite thing when you mentioned like you can't be like serving everyone, is that's one of my favorite things about our field. Is so many people in our field historically, and this is across the board in all fields that are service oriented, are so much on, oh, I have to make sure I'm tailoring to everybody, I'm serving to everyone. And I'm always like, if you serve to everyone, you're serving to no one. So you have to like work with people who light you on fire ultimately.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. And I think when you become okay with that, things can become more fun, because now you're not glued to a standard. You're not constantly worried, is this going to be what this person likes? Is this going to make that person happy? And so on and so forth.
You're like, you Katie, are like very secure. At least this is what I'm deducing. But like secure with who you are. You innately know who you are as your person. You believe you're a good person. So like when you were talking about all the rude people online, you're like, it doesn't bother me because I know who I am and I don't get my worth from them. And that, I think, especially now, is very, very difficult for people when the majority of our interactions are online, and people are much more comfortable saying things to people that are nasty they would never say in person. But I would imagine for anyone, the evolution of getting to that point where you could pretty much say whatever you wanted to me, I know who I am, it's not going to bother me, doesn't happen overnight. And I'm guessing for you, it probably was a process as well.
Well, not only was it a process, but it's still a process, because I'm human. I'm not invincible, and I still have insecurities. I still have things that are popping up for me that I'm like, that I don't like that about me, and how that touched me, and how I got insecure about that, and how that's my focus. So I'm a big proponent of coaches need coaches. So I'm working with a life coach, and the way she goes about helping me reframe and see what I'm believing in my head from a different angle is just absolutely amazing. Her name's Noelle Hoffmeister, and she's if you're listening to this, she's amazing. but it has taken a process. What's very interesting is I was very confident on the outside before I met Danny is his name. He was the abusive POS. I was very confident on the outside, but looking back, I was actually very insecure, and I just pretended I was confident, and I had almost like a fake confidence, and it wasn't rooted in the Lord. And now, being rooted in the Lord, and that is who I give glory and credit to for who I am today. It's genuine confidence that I am building, and that I am earning, and that I am exuding. But that did not come easily. I lost a lot. I lost myself for a very long time, not just because of the abuse, but because I realized that there were so many things in my life that had taken place of him, and that became idols, whether it was my appearance and my gym time and my business and my social media, like all of it, I had to just step away from and really spend time in a consecration era of worship, music, prayer, and crochet. That's when I found crochet. Like, just keep my hands busy and like spend intentional time really believing who I am in him. And I think that's what has helped me be the person I am today, to where I can say that stuff doesn't bother me. But what's interesting is if I feel like I've offended somebody at the gym, I'm going to think about it for a week, because I want people in person to like me. I want people in person to like understand, like, I genuinely want to be included and be your friend. But people online, I'm like, I'm never going to see these people, so I really don't care. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, you have a good separation of reality. And like online, ultimately,
innate human character to want to be liked by your community.
Yeah.
I think it's actually good when people are like, I don't care what anyone thinks, we're going to go, that whole like movement of, well, there's a whole movement on like, you don't need anyone, you can go do it all yourself. And it's like, well, you can do certain things, but there's a limit. And we're actually, especially as women, I think we're so much better as community, but as humans, we're also meant to have people and be liked by people, and have a sense of belonging. So I think it actually sounds really healthy to say, like, I do care if I offended someone at the gym, because that's compassion. And then like online, like, who cares? You don't know them. And it's understanding, like, I think we really struggle with understanding a separation of like online world is one world and real life world is another.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree with that. You got nothing else to say about it.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. That's it. Well, what is your journey of building that self-confidence? Because I think so many more people struggle with the confidence and true confidence. And I know like your journey with Christianity, which you were raised in, seems to be very, very important. But even for people who might not have that, is it just having something higher and bigger than yourself? I've heard of other people just saying it's not even about, this one belief system or another, but it's like a higher, something bigger than you that you're going and leaning into, and sort of making it so it's not all about the person.
No, I can't. For me personally, and the life that I've lived, I don't think that I would have this confidence that I do without the Lord, and that's just me personally. Now, if there's someone listening, they're like, well, that's not for me. I was hurt in the church, or Christians hurt me, or whatever the case is. I get it, and you're allowed to feel that way. And if that's not even something that you want to research or go down, or like the journey that you want to find, whatever. But I do still think and believe that confidence is earned. And I think confidence is earned by doing things that make you uncomfortable every single day and pushing past your excuses. For example, if you don't want to go to the gym, go to the gym. You don't think you can lift that weight? Lift it anyways. You don't want to go for a walk? Go get 10,000 steps. Like, do the things that you don't want to do, because those are the days that you're going to build confidence. And Andy Frisella did this very well in 2019 when he came out with 75 Hard, and it broke the internet and everyone was doing 75 Hard. I did it too. I did the whole Live Hard program. I did all 3 phases. I finished it within the year, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is how you change your life. This is how you change your mindset, build mental toughness. I do think that there is a really, I think that is really important. I honestly think everyone should do 75 hard at least once, because it truly does build mental toughness, grit, and fortitude like he said it would. And it builds more confidence because you are literally forced to be disciplined in very mundane, seemingly small, insignificant tasks day in and day out for 75 days. Most people can't make it past 5. Because you have the people who, I'm going to be good Monday through Friday at 5, and then the girls are going out to Mexican for margaritas Friday night, and I'm going to have a couple margaritas. Maybe I'll go to the community workout on Saturday, and then you wake up hungover, and then, okay, well, Friday night went to shit, so now Saturday I'm gonna eat like an asshole, and Sunday the same thing. And so doing 75 hard truly does, like, you have to be locked in. You can't have alcohol, you can't have sugar, you can't have those things. You have to do a 45-minute outdoor workout. And I remember when I first did 75 hard, it was March of 2019, and we got the biggest blizzard ever in Colorado, and I had yet to do my 45-minute workout outside. So I bundled up and I put my Carhartt overalls on and like a ski mask and gloves, and I was outside doing push-ups and squats for 45 minutes just to get my outdoor workout done. And that day, like, because it's a core memory, that day I built a lot of confidence because nobody else would be doing that. And I think there's a sense of pride and, yes, ego when you are doing things that nobody else is willing to do. That builds confidence. It's truly when you keep the promises that you made to yourself and you have goals and you're going to go after them and get them. For example, I had someone message me the other day. She's a mom, and she saw that Esther was in my stories. She's like, well, what do you do with Esther when you work out? Like, I'm just like, I'm dreaming of the day that I can work out. And I'm just like, I am a single mom. I work out 5 days a week. I'm not dreaming about it. I'm doing it. And you're a mom and you're dreaming of the day that you can work out. Shame on you, honestly, because you're not respecting the little person who is depending on you. And one day you're going to regret not taking care of yourself and not getting stronger and not being functional for them because you couldn't add one more thing to your plate. Well, I'm sorry, but the things on your plate probably are not good priorities, and you need to reprioritize. And that affects people's confidence when we're doing things that don't benefit us, but because we have no other we don't know how to get out of it, because your brain at the end of the day wants to keep you safe and comfortable. Well, if what you're doing is safe and comfortable for your brain, doing anything other than that is going to be hard at first. And people don't like doing hard things. And I mean, Skylar, we go to a gym where the motto is do hard things. It's literally what we say. I'm wearing the wristbands to prove it.
There you go.
And I think doing hard things is what builds confidence.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Katie, when you said keeping the promises to yourself, because that is one thing that I think broke every single excuse I could ever make after we did 75 hard. I was like, I can no longer ever make any excuses because I have the evidence of me doing all of these hard things. When I would, even if it took me to, I remember one night I was up until 2 or 3 in the morning because I had to do my reading, and I kept dozing off, and I was like, oh, just 10 pages, come on.
The reading was the worst.
And I ended up like just standing up next to my bed and reading, and then was like, okay, I can go to bed now. When it would have been so easy to be like, fuck it, 10 pages. No one will ever know. Mm-hmm. But I would know.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I like when you said, like, it's earned. I do think a lot of people don't realize that. They make the assumption some people are just confident, some people just aren't.
Yeah,
and
like
they
they're
don't
born with it.
Yeah. I think a lot of times when they just don't realize people's journey and how important it is to, more than anything, all of it is evidence for self, right? It's actually really not for anyone else but you. And if you can't trust yourself to do what you say you're going to do, ultimately you're you would naturally just be an insecure person because you just don't have that self-relationship. And I think, that's actually one of the reasons we're doing I don't know how much you know with Innate Women, but we're doing our rim to rim hike with a bunch of women as part of an adventure retreat. And so much of it is just like, you can do this hard thing. Like, you need to prove yourself that you can do it, and like the confidence that'll come out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I think signing, especially like committing to something that may be outside of your comfort zone or is quote unquote hard, do more of that, because that's what builds the confidence. And when you find other people doing it with you, that's even better, because again, we're wired for connection. And when we're connected to people who are doing the same things, that's where growth and change happens. That's why I love CrossFit communities, because they have, you build trauma bonds with these people, because you just literally
Megan does CrossFit too,
because you literally just spent 30 minutes dying on an assault bike or on the rower or doing 100
or the
burpees
rig.
or the rig. I like the rig stuff.
That one's hard for me. I'll do the bike all day.
You can have the bike, I'll do the rig. But like you build this strong trauma bond with people, and it just connects you to a community that is driven on doing hard things and building confidence. And it takes work. You're not just born with it. I didn't wake up or come out of the womb with confidence. I was a little outgoing 5-year-old. And I did a lot of like music and drama and plays growing up, and I did have that confidence. But I think majority of kids have that outgoing, no filters, kind of, I'm just going to be me confidence. Then you get into middle school and high school.
In the best way.
Yeah, exactly. Shameless in the best way. Because their brains haven't fully formed all of those things yet. And then you get into middle school and high school. And then depending on what happens in those areas, those are like the time, for me anyway, that was when like my confidence and my self-esteem was crushed. Mm-hmm. And I had to spend time building that back up. I mean, it's taken 15 years. That was when I was 15. I'm 30 now. It's a long time.
That is a long time
to do hard things.
What's your hard thing right now that you're doing?
I tell people all the time that yes, being a single mom is hard and it comes with its challenges, but I would rather do that than ever be with a narcissistic, abusive POS. But honestly, like this phase that Esther's in right now is challenging. It's hard. She wants peas, and she doesn't understand the concept of you're gonna have to wait and you're gonna have to be patient, because I can't get to that right now because I'm taking a dump on the toilet and I can't pick you up. Okay, you're just gonna have to wait. So I think it's navigating those phases, and wanting to also build an insane, massive business so I can create more impact in people's lives. But also, this little girl is the biggest blessing and the biggest thing that I have to impact at the same time. But also, I have bills to pay. It's hard.
Yeah, like navigating the motherhood, the building the business, and where to put the attention to.
Yeah, because I don't have someone I can be like, hey, can you just hold her for 10 minutes while I go do this one thing? Like, make a post really quick. Like, no. I literally am having to. So you'll find me most days, her strapped to my back, and I'm either mowing the lawn or I'm getting stuff done on my phone. Last night we were up till 9:30. She wanted up. Well, I didn't have 4 extra hands, so she's on my back, and I'm typing away at my laptop and tracking points for a 6-week challenge that I'm running right now. And that was it. Finding solutions.
Yeah. Well, when you take the approach, everything's figure outable, you're going to figure out how to do it.
Yep.
Well, what's the online business? What exactly are you partnered with to sell?
So Make Wellness is a bioactive precision peptide company, natural peptides, not synthetic, not injections. Like, we've literally partnered with Neuritas Lab to develop naturally derived from plants peptides that people can take orally to help support their body on a cellular level with the functions that it's already designed to do: metabolism, energy, cognition, fat loss, recovery, inflammation, digestion, all of these things. We just launched a collagen signaling peptide. So instead of just dumping collagen in your system, this peptide actually helps your body produce more collagen. They did a 4-week study with it, and collagen production went up 65%, wrinkles went down 26%, and elastin went up 18%. Like, insane technology that we've been able to do, and I'm just so one, obsessed, and two, very grateful that I decided to go all in with this, because it's not only changed my life, but it's changing so many others with their health and wellness, with their joint pain, their nerve pain, their perimenopause symptoms. And it's also affecting people's like livelihood. Like, there's people who've been able to quit their full-time school teaching job because they went all in on this, and it's doubled their income, because the compensation plan is so generous, and how things are moving and where things are moving. Like, we're just getting started. We did $100 million in our first year.
How old is this company? Because when you first introduced me to it, I was like, I've never heard.
A year and a half.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
We celebrated our 1 year in March of this year, and
So
within a year's
very
time,
new.
it hit $100 million in revenue, which is
That's
more than
amazing.
Amazon, more than Google, more than Tesla, more than Apple. It's amazing. And we just had some insights, and our retention for for the last year, our retention is in like the 80%, like, because
That's amazing.
these are working for people.
Yeah.
And so people aren't canceling.
Are these like pills? I'm on your website now. I'm
capsules.
curious.
Well,
they're
there's
capsules.
different.
Or
There
do you
there
have
are
injections?
some capsules. No injections. So these are
Okay.
not pharmaceuticals at all. They're not, you don't need a prescription for them. There's no needles. I tell people the only needle I like is a tattoo needle. Other than that, don't touch me with a needle.
Right.
No, these are in powder or pill form. And you
What's
just
your
take them
favorite
orally.
one? What's the one you take? What's your number one? You had to only say one for you.
Fit. Fit is the one I would, well, no, number one, Fit is the one I started with. So I started with just Fit last October. And if that's the only one I could choose, that would be the one that I would choose, because it is primarily your driver for muscle protein synthesis. It increases your muscle protein synthesis 4 times more than whey protein powder would. And it reduces inflammation and
Didn't know these
increases recovery.
Yeah,
And
that's like insane.
I like that one too.
yeah,
You
it's
tried
so
it?
good.
Uh-huh. I
Wow.
liked it to put it in with my my like green powder.
Oh yeah,
Yummy.
absolutely, so good. And like Skylar, I think you've been taking them for 4 months,
3 months.
3 months.
I do. I mean, I take a lot of supplements. But I will say, Katie, I do feel stronger at the gym. And I can do more than I did, beginning of the year.
Are you as sore?
I've never been an exceptionally sore person. But, now I'm thinking about it. I do get pretty touchy leading up to like my cycle. And I would say I've had less like instability or like back soreness.
Ooh, that's a
recently.
big deal.
Dr. B and Dr. Hollowell are also taking them.
Oh, yeah?
And they absolutely love them. So those are two, Megan, if you don't know, those are two other chiropractors
Okay.
who are taking these peptides. And they're changing the industry. I'm excited.
Yeah, people, peptides seem to be the next thing in health and the horizon. Like, people are loving peptides.
There's a drastic difference between pharmaceutical peptides and what these ones are, because a lot of those other influencers are promoting GLP-1s, and we have no idea what the long-term side effects of those are. And I would never want to inject myself with something I have no idea what's in it, or it's man-made ingredients and synthetic, because like it's affecting a lot of people's muscle and bone density. Like, I'm not about that life. No, thank you. So I'd rather stick to something that is natural and as holistic as I possibly can get to. And that's why I chose Make Wellness, to answer your original question.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. I was
But
really
I will
intrigued by
say
it.
recently you had posted, I don't remember if it was on your story or post, where you were like, you know what, I was really resistant at first.
Oh yeah, I was a huge skeptic. I'm like,
And
there
I
ain't
feel
no
like
way.
everyone's like that.
Yeah, I watched my friends post about these since April of last year, and I'm just like, what are peptides? First of all, I didn't know what peptides were. So I deep dove into like, okay, what actually do peptides do? What are they? And like, let me educate myself. So I did. And then I looked more into the research and I looked more into the ingredients and I watched the testimony. I watched for like 9 months before actually trying anything for myself. And within the first 30 days, I noticed a drastic difference in my mood, my energy, and my brain fog. My brain fog went away. Like that mom brain that people talk about, I don't have that anymore. My brain is firing on all cylinders 90% of the time. When it's not, it's usually at 9:30 at night and I need to go to sleep. But I don't need coffee anymore. I don't have energy drinks. Like my energy is so clean and so good. And I'm no longer a skeptic. I'm a huge believer and I won't shut up about it. Probably going to make another Netflix documentary reel about peptides. How I was a skeptic and now I'm the peptide girl, you know?
But what I was going to say is like, I appreciated you being like, no, I thought the same thing.
Yep.
Because I feel like a lot of people are just like, everything's amazing. It's always amazing. Like, it's the best thing ever. I always knew.
Yeah. I think that's a lie too. That's not showing up authentically or unapologetically. Like I'm a very no bullshit kind of person. And even though I'm a no bullshit, very transparent, vulnerable, and honest human being, like people still don't believe what I'm saying about what I'm trying to help them like or impact them with. Like people still are on the fence and skeptical. Fine, I get it. Listen, I was there too. So take your time, and then when you've tried it and you've given it a full like 30 to 90 days and you feel the best you've ever felt, then I will say I told you so, because I told you so. Like it's life changing, and I'll get off my soapbox now.
Yeah. I think that's a sign more of the times that everything's so fake.
Yeah. Yep.
That people have really lost trust.
Yep.
In essentially everything. And I think we should have a healthy distrust in a lot of things.
I agree.
But if there's someone that you know or connect with and have the trust with that person, you would hope that it would translate. But it doesn't always.
No, you're right. It doesn't always. And I think here's another example. I think, again, with time, things can evolve, because the company I used to be with beforehand and promoted their supplements, like they don't work for me the same way they used to anymore. They did 5 years ago, but now I don't like taking them because I don't feel any difference, and my system doesn't really, because they changed all of their ingredients and their formulations, and I just like I'm not gonna promote something I'm not taking. So, or actively using and seeing results from and loving. That's just not how I roll.
I feel like, Megan, we see that in like the chiropractic world a lot. There will be these businesses that start off like with the best, purest ingredients. People love them. They work amazing. And then they build, and then they're like, let's make it cheaper or reformulate. And then or they sell to like Nestle or something.
Always
and
Nestle.
Then it just is ruined.
Yeah, it's one of my biggest things is when companies you love change or evolve in a way where the customer is no longer important and the quality is no longer important. And I'm like, what's the point of the business if it's not that?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yep.
So, yeah. Well, I love that you guys are loving those. I have not tried any of these peptides, but I'm very intrigued by them. I'm somebody who like waits for a very long time for stuff like this. And I listen to all my patients' experience because they are trying these kind of things. So it's always fun to hear.
The other thing, and the last thing I'll say is, for me, what helped me make the decision is I could no longer be skeptical until I said I tried it. And after I try it, okay, then I can say, yeah, these don't work, or yeah, these are absolutely life-changing. And for me, it was the latter. So,
yeah, you had the experience.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, we are coming up on our time. Is there anything you want to leave the listeners with?
A pearl of wisdom.
Man, there's so many nuggets. 2 things. Always be yourself. but you got to also know who that is. And if you don't know who you are, go ask somebody to help you figure it out, because you're going to need that help, because you currently have almost like a filter over the lens in which the people you love most see you in. So go to someone professionally able to help you remove that filter and that lens so that you can step into who you are and who you were designed to be, who he made you to be. And then number 2, this is a big one. I think a lot of people struggle with expectations of others or themselves. Expectations are resentment under construction. Let me say that again. Expectations are resentment under construction. So if you are resentful towards somebody, or you're always disappointed by something or someone, it's because you had expectations that were unmet, and you're the only one in control of those expectations. So if you don't want to have a life full of regret, disappointment, resentment, manage your expectations. And those 2 things have helped me a lot in life.
I love that. How can people find you, Katie?
Best way, I spend most of my time on Instagram. It's just my name with a double underscore. So Katie A. Baker _. That's me. And you can just slide into my DMs anytime.
That's perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming out to At the Table. We really appreciate having you. And I love your story. Yeah.
Thank
it's been
you.
wonderful.
Yeah, amazing. So good.